Hi, everyone. I'm Kate Byers. I'm the founder of Corporate Women Unleashed, and I'm super excited to have an amazing client with us here. Liz, she's the CEO and president in the aerospace and defense industry, and she has a really cool story to share. I hope it will be inspiring as well as helpful for all of you. So, Liz, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you sharing.
Thanks for having me, Kate.
Absolutely. Well, I want to just jump right in because we all want to know, like, what is life like now? So I always like to start with, like, what's the outcome or what's the result in your words after working together? Where do you feel like you're at today?
So I feel like I finally have after 20 years, I finally have some peace in my mind and some balance in my life. Um, I was always really, really good at leaving my life at the work door,
Mhm.
always really, really bad at leaving my work at the life door. And I finally learned that it's okay to shut that down and focus on my family and just really be in the moment instead of thinking about what I have to do tomorrow or later or next week for work.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, I can relate. Why is that, right? Work gets the best of us and family sort of gets those leftovers at times. So fabulous. So it sounds like you're being more intentional then in your personal life. Where do you find it's had the most benefit? Do you feel like it's in your relationships or in your health or just your own like just joy that you can disconnect and sort of live your life instead of just always be working to earn it?
I- I'd say it's a mixture of all three. Health wise, I get more sleep. I'm sleeping better, not just more sleep in my time in bed, but I sleep more soundly because I'm not constantly being woken up by worries.
Ah,
My relationship with my daughter has vastly improved. I'm not just sitting on my phone looking at my emails. I'm actually listening to her and hearing what she's saying, even if I don't really care about the video game. I'm all in and I'm listening and enjoying it.
yeah.
And then just my own peace of mind. Just like I said, being able to relax, take the time to relax, sit in the hot tub and think about things that I enjoy thinking about, not just work. I like thinking about, how big the universe is. I
Right.
never had time to think about stuff like that before. Now I can just sit there, look at the stars, and say, "Oh, and
Yeah.
it's a gift. It's a gift that you're giving people, Kate.
Oh, thank you, Liz. Yeah, it's so great because now you it's like being I call it being multidimensional. You know, I'm more than just work. You can invite me to a cocktail party and I'll
Hmm.
have something else to talk about because your mind has had time to explore other subjects or just, yeah, like you're saying, be free. Wow. Has your family noticed? I'm curious.
Yes, yes, for sure. That I'm definitely more engaged, and they have noticed.
Oh, what a gift for them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so where were you before, Liz? Like what was going on for you as far as your your work patterns or like what was happening for you that I guess brought you to this moment that something has to change?
The second I would wake up in the morning, first thing I did was check my email,
Mm,
my work email. Um, the whole ride to work would usually be on the phone or strategizing or thinking about work. Um, then the whole day at work, eight, not eight, never 8 hours, 9 to 10 hours in the office. The ride home again, phone calls. I have a lot of teams internationally, so sometimes you have to do things outside of
yeah.
regular work hours. Um, and then come home and just so tired that all I wanted to do was watch TV. Didn't want to make dinner, didn't want to eat healthy, just throw something together, get some takeout, and then just sit on the couch and watch TV.
Mm,
Now, um, my commute time is spent more, well, pre-pandemic, and now I'm working from home, but more like I love Howard Stern.
yeah.
So I get to hear Howard Stern on the radio. I even tried to call in a couple times, and it's just a relaxing time. I refuse to check my email until I've had coffee and done other things. Um, I'm not working 10 hours a day anymore. Some days I do. Some days I work outside the normal hours, but I have no problem anymore if I want to take a half an hour and take a walk, or, you know, sit and not work while I'm eating my lunch. And like, it's freeing. And I wish that I could have done this at the beginning of my career.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Think of all those moments we've missed out on.
Exactly.
Trying to get it all done all the time. Well, what's been the switch for you? In other words, because you're talking a lot about peace and freedom and making space to do the things you love. Like, what was it for you that you needed to unlock, or I guess shift, so you could make that sustainable?
I think I needed to let the guilt go free. I was guilty on both sides. So I was guilty that I wasn't giving my family the attention, but then I'd be feel guilty if I wasn't always doing something for work.
Right.
And I could, for some reason, which is ridiculous, I could live with the family guilt, and the other guilt was eating me up. But when I was able to let the guilt go from work, I don't have the other guilt anymore. So like, now that I don't feel like I have to always be doing something for work, it gives me more time, and both things cleared up.
Yeah. Yes. So it's that emotional piece, right? That emotional piece that's driving. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that's huge. So where do you see, so where do you see it tangible? Because it sounds like in work, it's not necessarily that you're working less hours, maybe a little bit, but it sounds like you're more in control of your hours. Like you're working when you want to work, and you're putting work down when you want to put work down, and that side of things. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. And I'm setting more boundaries so that, I can focus on what I'm supposed to focus on. I'm not doing everybody else's jobs for them anymore. I'm setting boundaries, and I'm being clear in my direction. And, it's freed up time. So it's just freed up this time. So I can focus on strategic thinking and the things I'm supposed to be doing, instead of keep stepping backwards and fixing everybody else's messes.
Right. Which is the craziest thing, because when we work that way, then the strategy work happens at like 9 o'clock at night when you're exhausted, or the weekend, resentful. And it's like, wait a minute, I can actually be strategic and fresh in the middle of the day. Like, that's better thinking.
Exactly.
Really nice. Oh my gosh. And so how does your team see? I mean, because you're at the apex in some ways of your company, right? You're at the top. Like, are they seeing you as being more of a role model, more relaxed, more influential? Have you noticed a cultural shift, or just a difference in how people react to you now?
So one guy actually said something to me. He's my director of BD, and he said, Liz, I've noticed lately that you're much more assertive. You're more assertive. You're more firm. You're not putting up with people's stuff anymore. And he was talking more from customer point of views, because we get a lot of really pushy customers. And he's like, you're really just like, finally, that's what he said, finally, you're standing up for yourself and the company. Yeah. And that was the best I could have heard from anybody. Like, I didn't ask for it. He brought it up, and it was a great feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. And your customers need those boundaries, because then they know exactly how to react and what they are going to get from you. Oh, that's just
right.
Cool.
And it didn't damage the relationship with the customer. Yeah. Everything was fine. And the advantage we have is everything's so contractual in the military and the government contracting world that really you can always just go back to the contract. And then everybody's light bulb kicks on. I'm like, oh yeah, she's right. But before, I would try and find ways around it, and even if I didn't want to do it. And now, if I don't want to do it, I don't.
I didn't do it, and it's fine, and nobody hates you, and it's all good. I know, like as women,
exactly,
crazy with all this stuff in our head. It's like, chill out, just do your job, you're fine. Oh my gosh. Well, what's the big takeaway for you? Like, what are you most excited? What was your word? Let me ask you that. What was your word? Do you feel like you're living that word now? Do you remember?
My word was peace. I still have it on my computer.
That's awesome.
Yes, I feel like I'm living that now. Now my brain is not constantly squished in with stuff. I can be more strategic, and I can shut it down if I need to.
Yeah.
And that's like the best thing I could have ever gotten out of this, is just to quiet my mind.
Yeah. Just to park the stress, and it's the absence of. It's not what we're looking for.
Exactly.
It's the absence of all the stress. You can enjoy your life. Oh my goodness. Anything else you want to share, with someone else out there about, your journey, or what got you to this point where you finally said, like, enough is enough. I need to make a change.
I would say trust the process. At the beginning, it seems a little bit overwhelming, but on these calls, you see these people who are farther down the road, and they seem so more well-balanced, and, don't get overwhelmed. Trust the process, because it works. And don't let anyone tell you you're not worth the investment, because you are.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Women, we are worth it. Worth it. Yes.
It's okay to take care of yourself sometimes.
Yeah, we know that, but the way we take care of ourselves is like this. And sometimes you need to take a bigger step. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for your daughter, your hubby, and your entire team. What a gift, and that's where I think that pouring that into yourself comes back to everyone else, because you took care of you and learned a new way, and look at the result for everyone else. Oh, so
exactly.
Cool. So cool.
Thank you, Kate. You're the best.
Oh, you are too. Thank you. Empowered women, helping empowered women. I love it. And I know your story is going to resonate with a lot of other people. So thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. Obviously you work in an industry that is a tough industry. It's a male dominated industry. All the things we hear about as women that make it, extra hard. And yet here you are, just, chewing, what is it? Kicking butt. Taking names and chewing bubble gum and just enjoying your life,
chewing bubble gum and kicking butt, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
And just enjoying it. That's what it should feel like. Yay. Thanks again. I so appreciate you being here. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Kate.